Hey, it's Elisa, Half Asian Tarot Queen. I still have laundry hanging out. But I'm just gonna leave it. It's like, this is the Ring of Fire Solar Eclipse reading. And, yeah, I don't know. It just feels appropriate. So, I'm gonna start with the Golden Universal Tarot and get some overall energies. But yeah, it's the Ring of Fire Solar Eclipse. I have a whole thread that I've been featuring on all the eclipse season at the end of eclipse season threads. So you can check that out because the Ring of Fire Solar Eclipse ones, it's basically like a new moon solar eclipse. But it's like the blood moon. So yeah, there's a ring of fire. Anyways, I'm gonna keep pulling to just get some overall energies. But yeah, I've been doing extra readings for eclipse season because it's been really crazy, and every day there's been like these new developments, and it's like, it's really a big turning point. And but I like it. It's been good so far. Okay. Oh my gosh, this came up in the last reading that I did, or maybe it was one of the eclipse readings. I'll check it out and I'll link it here. But the Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So, like, I feel like that reading is going to be super relevant because it's, like, almost like this person's, like, taking a nap and there's this gift coming in, like, from around the tree, you know, and they've just been sort of, like, not content with what's in front of them, you know, but, like, what they've been holding out for is, like, coming through, and they don't quite grasp it yet or notice because they're taking a nap, you know, but actually it's right here. It's right there. You know, so yeah. Okay, so then we got the World, Two of Swords, Knight of Swords, Five of Swords. So it's like a lot of air energy, a lot. And then we got the Five of Wands. So this is like basically the end of an era, you know, and a new era begins. And so it's just like we've had this blockage, you know, like almost like this dissonance where we're not like willing to see things straight on like how they are, you know. It's like we're kind of blindfolded and we're blocked from like acknowledging reality, you know. But that is we're about to get hit over the head with the truth, you know, because there's this night coming in. And, like, he's got this sort of truth, and he's, like, headed, you know, this came out like this, straight on for this, like, blocked up, like, person who's in denial. And, like, this knight is, like, coming in, like, charging in, like, this is the truth, like, whether you want to hear it or not, like, I'm going to hit you over the head with it, you know. And then we have the Five of Swords. So whatever this truth is, it's like there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers, and there's going to be like, you know, someone that's going to come out on top, and then there's going to be people who are going to kind of like walk away disappointed. But like whatever it is, it's changing things up, you know. And like there's probably going to be chaos and conflict that ensues from whatever this clearly huge drama is that's coming through. But whatever it is, it's causing a end of an era. So, okay, so I'm going to go to the Urban Tarot, new perspective. But at the bottom of the deck, we got the Death card. So, yeah, like, things are changing, you know, undeniably. Like, this is big. And so then we got the Ace of Cups, Abundance, Three of Cups. We got the Queen of Cups, which in this deck is the Therapist, which is interesting. We got the High Priestess. And we got the 10 of Pentacles. So This Ten of Pentacles has been coming through a bunch lately, but, you know, things are changing. There's this message of love coming in, and it looks good. Like, this is like this fountain of love, you know, and it's like love and abundance, like, are coming through, you know, and it's almost like we've had to, like, do this work in order to make this happen. But, like, now we're coming from, like, an emotionally centered place. Like, we've gone to therapy, like, we've worked out our issues, like, we're, like, taking the blindfold off and seeing things how they are, you know, like, finally. And we have this high priestess here, you know, and so this kind of talks about sort of like unseen realms, you know, like there's all this water here, and it's just like there's something that's like kind of coming to light, you know, with ever, you know, whatever this is. And but it's bringing in like abundance, like generational dynastic wealth, you know. So it's like there's this big change. But it looks like that's coming through for somebody, but like it's not, there's like a power struggle that's happening over this, you know. There can be only one. Like Highlander, like, yeah, that's happening. So then when I go to the mystical shaman, at the bottom I get fire, you know. So like all these messages of transformation are coming in. Like this is like, there's a whole thread about this called Minneapolis Uprising, you know, because there's like all this this is a big transformation that's happening. We have like Kundalini energy awakening, the sun, water, the seer, and the sweat lodge. So like to me, this is just like, it's almost like there's this wounded person who's not been willing to like see things how they are, because it's just like there's something painful that they don't want to acknowledge, and so they've been kind of like in this protective mode. But there's this transformation happening, and they've like gone to therapy, they've like healed all this stuff, and like they're ready to like release it. Like there's a huge flood of emotion, and I feel like there's a reading called Flood of Emotion, or Flood of something that'll link here, that's being released. And it's like someone is like awakening in their full Kundalini glory, you know, like all their chakras are open. They've become this open channel for the divine, and like they've healed all the wounds that have been blocking them from seeing things how they are. And it's like now is the time to like stand up, show up, and like it's like your moment in the sun, you know, like this is like actually really good, you know. It's like you're being guided. Follow your intuition, because it won't lead you wrong. But we're healing whatever this wound is that's like been blocking all of this abundance from coming in for a really long time. And it's just like this profound transformation for somebody who's willing to see the truth. So when I looked at the animal spirit, I got dragon, the lamb, and the nightingale. So this is interesting, because it's like the dragon is kind of like, it's like the third chakra, and it's just like, they talk about like, you know, fire in this chakra, like the more fire it is, the more there's sort of like, it's almost like there's a reconciliation between your inner world and your outer world. Like you are seeing reality in its true glory, and you're like in alignment with it, you know. So it's like the more fire, like the more that you've sort of like integrated your internal and external worlds, which when there is full integration of like internal and external world and everything's in alignment, like watch out, because like big things are about to happen, you know. And we have this gentle lamb that's coming in with this message, you know, this pure, beautiful message that's coming through, you know. And then we have the nightingale, which, you know, this speaks of a message too, but it's like kind of like being in alignment with your throat chakra and your heart chakra. Like if there's something that you need to get off your chest, like now's the time. Now's the time to like blast it to the universe, put your truth out there, and like know that like it's the right time for this to happen. Like it's the ring of fire. So, okay, I'm going to go to the Queen of the Moon Oracle because it is an eclipse, new moon eclipse, and we'll see what we get. And I might pull a card from the Shaman's Oracle, Shaman's Dream Oracle, which I just got. Okay, we got... I'm going to pull a couple. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So we got nourishment, we got gratitude, and we got release. Which is interesting because look at this. It's like this person has been held back and they're finally being liberated. And it's interesting because one of the eclipse season readings was called Liberating Us Girls from Male White Corporate Oppression. And it's a woman here in this picture. She's being liberated, you know. And what's interesting too, well, this is really speaking to me, but like, we have nourishment. So, you know, like, which speaks to like food and like nourishing ourselves with like, you know, but what's interesting and super meaningful to me is like, if you watch this channel, you know that like I am a vegan cheesemaker. Like that's my whole thing. I had been on hiatus and I'm going back to work. And like, there's a whole thread called Vegan Cheese Empire about my whole crazy, sort of moment that I'm walking through with this. But it's like, it's nourishment, you know, like, and the moon looks like a piece of cheese, which to me, I'm like, oh my God, that means something so profound because I mean, like all these deals are starting to come through for me and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I had to walk through this total ring of fire of just like, I mean, it was harsh, like you wouldn't believe. And like I'm finally coming out on the other side of it. And so it's like, oh my God, there's a moon that looks like a piece of cheese. Like that's crazy. So it's like gratitude and then liberating us girls from male white corporate oppression. Like there's this whole truth that's been coming out for me this week with the eclipse. Just to give you an example, as I used to be a scientist and I totally got put down, like, and it was harsh and I kind of disowned that part, the scientist part of me. I was just like not willing to acknowledge that about myself because it was so painful what happened. And so anyways, I invented this process for making cheese and it turned out to be really valuable. And I was the only one that was doing it because I was doing it from this perspective of like science, like the scientist in me like bubbled up, even though I totally went and tried to do something completely different, like making vegan cheese, but like the scientist part of me like totally bubbled up and like I didn't even talk about it or even try to acknowledge it because it was just this painful thing. But it turned out like that's the thing. That's the secret sauce that everybody like wants to know, you know? And so it's like in order for me to like reclaim that part of myself and step into my full power, like I have to acknowledge my scientist self, you know, I have to like liberate myself from male white corporate oppression. But ironically, it's like the male white corporate environment that's like pulling me up, you know, like they're pulling me up. So it's like I'm kind of like healing that whole, like on so many levels, like so many layers are being healed. So it's like, yeah, I wonder if what Kim Gordon would think of my story. Like, so anyways, it's a lot for me to babble about, but I hope that this is a really good eclipse for everyone, and I hope that maybe some of that story turned out to be a good message for somebody. I'm gonna pull one more card from Shaman's Dream Oracle, which is my new deck, which I'm still getting to know, but it's by Alberto Villoldo, who did the Mystical Shaman, which is my favorite deck. gosh. So, okay. So we got cosmic womb, the divine feminine. Like, how perfect is that? This divine feminine is being like nurtured and nourished back into the womb, into the fold. Like, so much gratitude for this transformation. Okay, cosmic womb. I'll read it to you. Creativity, the divine feminine. The cosmic womb is a reminder that you're undergoing a beautiful process of birthing a new self into being. You don't know who or what it is yet, but you know it's full of life and love and passion and spirit. It's the perfect expression of you, imbued with love incarnate and ignited by the vital spark received from the divine. If you've had a difficult time in recent memory, feeling dry and stagnant or lost and unsupported, this is changing right now. You will feel newly inspired as so many ideas beckon for your attention. Know that you're safe to explore the expression of your rejuvenative creativity, releasing all judgment as your curiosity is piqued. You're the most fertile cycle of your life right now, intuitively keen, with heart wide open, mindful that each step in the direction of your dreams and desires is effortlessly supported by all the divine helpers in the unseen realms. Wow. That is beautiful. So anyways, that's the end of the reading. I hope you have a magical eclipse, and I'll check in soon with more messages.